So this video is going to be on structuring watch lists. It's like very important that you structure them properly, because then you're going to be able to just divert your attention on the things that really need action right now, and you're not going to get decision fatigue by looking at too many different charts and end up making stupid decisions. So typically what I've done is I've broken mine up into a major currency pairs and a minor currency pairs. So my major ones, of course, will be things like GBP USD, Aussie USD, GBP JPY. It's just the ones that are traded the most often. As you can see here, you'll be able to go back and watch this video and then add these into yours if you would like these to be structured this way between majors and minors. And then of course we have the minors here. And you can see here things like Aussie CAD, Aussie JPY, the ones that tend to not get traded as much, but still definitely worth keeping an eye on. There's been incredible trades on things like NZD JPY, GBP CHF, really good trades. So of course we like to monitor both the majors and the minors and then put them all into the watch list. Now what we've done with the watch lists are, we have red for future, that's ones that could be developing in the next week or maybe even the next month. We have blue for ones that we're actually currently in, so we know how to manage our trades effectively, because we can just go straight to this list and we know that all of these pairs that are in this list, as you can see here, they're the ones that we need to manage. So they're the ones that need a lot of time and attention. So it would make perfect sense to have its own list so you can get there as quick as possible in case you need to make any changes if trades are coming against you. So then we have the main watch list. That's what we are planning to hopefully take action on that week. Obviously we're not going to be planning to take action on all of the currency pairs on that watch list, but it is all a list of currency pairs that we're going to be looking hopefully to take action on later on in that week. And then this is how we've structured inside of that. As you can see, we've got our Aussie pairs, our pound pairs, euro pairs, Swiss pairs, Canadian dollar, metals, and then our New Zealand dollar pairs. So to do that, it's quite simple. All you need to do is on any currency pair in your list, you just need to right click and then hit new section, and then in that section you just double click and then you name it Aussie or whatever the currency class is, and then see you have Aussie, that's Aussie 2 because we've already got that. So that's how you would do that. And then when you do come to your watch list, you know that, say for example, if you're going and trading Aussie and you have all three of these pairs here, you know that one of these is going to have a better risk to reward. So if you are liking the look of these Aussie pairs, you would then have them, nice, easy, visibly appealing. You're able to get in and out, and then also it matches up with your fundamental analysis, because you're able to then figure out when your high impact news is, and you're able to single out groups that may not be able to be traded that specific day because there might be a lot of high impact news. Say for example you liked a couple of setups in the pound pairs, but there was extremely heavy pound news that week, you might just ditch this whole entire section. So you know that you can go to these sections or these sections, and it's a lot easier and more manageable than opposed to having all these in the watch list and having to say an Aussie down here, an Aussie up here, a pound here, pound there, and then it just gets incredibly messy. And the less time you could be looking at the charts whilst making good decisions, the more money you're going to be able to make, because ultimately you're going to have more energy to manage the trade whilst it's ongoing, because that takes up a lot of time and energy also. So you want to be making sure that you're not wasting it trying to find pairs or scrambling to find trades and having your eyes looking all over the place. You want to have everything laid out. You want it to be visually appealing, so that way you aren't getting bored too quickly or too easily, and then just start moving things around to try and get your analysis done quicker, and then that way it's just a win-win-win. So that's how you set them up. That's our main watch list, again everything that we're looking to trade in that week. And of course we have our cryptocurrencies, but that's pretty much not going to be a large list, and we are just going to keep that pretty much like this. But of course we have that in this colour here, and then of course up and comers is in the pink. That's just potential things that we could trade in the future once they start getting some market structure. As you can see here, there's absolutely nothing tradable here, but again it's an up and comer potentially, so we'll keep that there just in case we want to trade that. So, and then what happens is, when we do our analysis on the Sunday, 9 times out of 10, if you've went through all the pairs and you've done your top-down analysis from the weekly or the monthly, you won't really need to change that much. You just need to check ever so slightly. So say, for example, if I was going through my major currency pairs right now and I wanted to get through all the ones that I wanted to put in my watch list very fast, okay, all I would do is I would just stay on the daily time frame, because I'm able to see at the glance of an eye if something's worth putting on my watch list or not, based on all the analysis that I've done from the monthly down to the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. I don't always go every single time frame like that. I'll normally do the monthly or the weekly, always do the daily, and then it'll either be the 4 hour or the 1 hour for structure and entries. So, and then seldomly I'll go down to the 5 minute or the 15 minute and I'll start trying to find any new potential trends that are starting that you wouldn't otherwise be able to see on the bigger time frames like the 4 hour and of course the 1 hour. So if I was to try and speed this up, okay, I can see here all my analysis is pointing for a potential buy, so I'm keeping that. That could be worthwhile, so I'm going to put that on my watch list. Okay, GBP USD, again, nothing really exciting, it's not really doing anything for me, not on my watch list. Aussie USD, exciting, I can see a lot going on my watch list. Euro Aussie, potentially there could be something happening this week, keep on my watch list. Euro GBP, yep, keep on the watch list. NZD USD, keep on the watch list. GBP GBY, yep, something could happen here. Euro GBY, yep, we can see things could progress higher. USD Swiss, again, nothing really too exciting for me there. Euro USD, yep, exciting. GBP Aussie, yep, definitely. And then we go straight to the minor currency pairs, and then we could do this fast. So that only took less than a minute. Okay, no. Yep. That could potentially, so I'm going to put that back on. Aussie CAD, that could as well. I mean, there's quite a lot here that could. I mean, of course, once we start to go, and then we'll go back to the watch list and we'll show you how we structured them. That could be yes. NZD GPY, again, that could be it. NZD CAD, we're leaving that out, and gold. Aussie Swiss, yeah, I'm putting that on as well. We can have probably a little bit neater analysis here, just like that. So, and just like that, we've managed to create a watch list. But again, of course, you wouldn't be able to do this if you are just analysing the charts for the first time, because obviously you would have to do all your main analysis, and that could sometimes take hours going through all of these. But once you have all the weekly and the monthly structure planned out, very rarely it's going to change. And when it does, it doesn't take a lot to change it. So that's how it then becomes fast to just stick to the daily time frame. You're able to see from a glance of an eye what's happened that previous week, what could potentially be happening this week, and then it'll give you a good indication whether it should be on your list or not. Then we just go straight back to the watch list. So you can see here we have all of these here. So what we want to do, we want to move Aussie here, we want to move Aussie back up as well. Then of course USD CAD, we don't actually have a dollar one yet, so add section, USD, and then we've got Euro. So now you can start to see everything at the glance of an eye. You don't have to be messing about looking all over the place for different things. And then also we've got all of these Euro pairs here. We're only going to take one of these trades, if that. So don't be fooled in thinking that we're going to take a Euro Aussie, a Euro GBP, maybe a Euro GPY. We're going to study the fundamentals, see how the Euro's doing, if the Euro's weak or the Euro's strong, and then we're going to study the fundamentals to see, are there any high impact news that we need to be aware of that might take us out of this trade. Then we'll move on. Okay, let's go to the Canadian dollar, or the New Zealand dollar, or the Australian dollar, or even the pound, and then we start to break down the watch list for there, because that's the most efficient way of doing things. It's casting a wide net and then getting narrower and narrower by bringing in other things like fundamental analysis, and then of course your knowledge of what good strong technical structure is, and the probabilities of patterns, because ultimately it's going to be all those confluences stacked together, and then on top of that it's going to be the weight of the confluences. How much weight do they hold? How much are they going to affect price action when they do hit these levels, based on what's happened before, and of course most importantly what's happening right now. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. That's just a little bit of structure of how we go through our watch list and how we use that traffic light system for all the ones that we've entered, all the ones that are on our watch list for the week, all the ones that could potentially be coming up for next week or next month, our cryptocurrency pairs, and of course the up and comers that need a little bit developed, maybe in a couple of years time, a year time, who knows. And then of course sectioning these off in the main watch list, that's the watch list that we use for that week, is definitely the fastest and easiest way to make clear-cut decisions and avoid decision fatigue, so you can manage the trade better and conserve your energy. So hopefully that's been helpful. Leave a comment below this video. We'd love to hear from you in the community how you find managing the trades after this video and how it's helped you. So speak soon.